everybody, welcome to Review Time with I Slip. This figure is still a good figure. What part of that didn't you? This is Earthrise Scorponite, and that's a tub that has a bunch of my stuff in it. If you smell what the wash is Hey everybody, welcome to Review Time with I Slip. I'm I Slip, and today we're going to be taking a look at the MP-27 Ironhide, or Masterpiece Ironhide. Now, I'm going to add this. The listing for this that I got this off of eBay. I paid $50 for this. It was listed as a KO. Now, whether that's true or not, I'm not sure at all, because the box looks official. It looks legit. I'm not gonna lie. The stuff that came in looks legit. Yeah, whatever. I'm bringing this video to you anyway. I got this off of eBay, and right off the bat, like looking at the box, like I'm not really 100% sure. Actually, I'm not even sure if you'd be able to tell if this was real or fake, because if you look, it's got the website for Takara Tomy on it. Go. There's the back of the box. And the also important, will it fit in Optimus Prime's trailer? Yes, it will. And yeah, there's all the things that it comes with. Now, sadly, this is my second review of this figure, because the first review, my iPhone decided to be an idiot. So we're just gonna go with that. And it comes in a clamshell like this in vehicle mode. This extra clamshell holds most of the accessories. Let's put that down somewhere. You also get this booklet. Well, it's not really a booklet, it's a fold-out page and card. The booklet was, for the most part, with one or two steps, for the most part, it actually told you everything you needed to know. I'm pretty sure it told you everything you needed to know, but some steps had to be explained, and they were explained in Japanese, and I unfortunately don't speak Japanese. So I did cheat, and I watched a few videos. I watched, who did I watch? I'll be honest, I forgot most of who I watched, but I ended up on MGo's reviews. Yeah, I watch MGo. In any event, for the most part, though, the transformation is, you know, once you do it, it's not. Out of all the transformations I've done for Masterpiece figures, I think this is the easiest one I've done. Let me turn on my little light. There we go. So he turns into a little Nissan Cherry Vanette. So I guess that was what they called minivans before they were minivans. So it's pretty cool. It rolls really well. It does not have rubber wheels. I don't know if it was supposed to or not. I think this was at a time when Takara stopped doing that. If you look inside here, hopefully that'll zoom in, there's a funny looking face. That is a throwback to the actual toy, the original G1 toy, I should say. That it was a part of Diaclone line, and it was a mech. It wasn't a robot. It was a mech. It was piloted by little Diaclone pilots. And so for whatever reason, even though the rest of the line, all of the robots seem to have proper faces, or all the mechs seem to have proper faces when they're not in vehicle mode, Ironhide, and I guess by extension Ratchet, did not. So when the G1 toy came out, they didn't have the Diaclone figures, so they gave you a little sticker to put on the little thing, and the little sticker looked just like that face. You get all of these accessories, which is and he gets a little sled, a nice throwback to the original sled. I wish it would have had tires. I think there's an upgrade to, not tires, the treads, the tank treads, because this used to have the original G1 one, I believe, has a tank tread, and it holds all the accessories. And you can see there's an extra face there, rocket pack, 2 identical pistols, 1 really long pistol. I think this one here is the one that came with the G1 toy. You got your fire effects for the rocket pack. You've got an over-the-shoulder or over-the-head back cannon that I think I also saw him use once. I think it was at episode 1 or episode 2 when he was chasing after Skywarp, or he's chasing after the Decepticons. And I don't know if he was using this as well. I think he was using both, but on this figure you can only use one or the other. He has 3 different sets of liquid launchers. So this shoots out liquid, this one also shoots out liquid, and his fingertips shoot out liquid, so you get replacement hands. He also came with a what was a little radar dish. The tolerances in his armhole were too tight, so when I went to take it out, I twisted it into pieces. I ended up having to completely destroy it. I mean, it wasn't necessary. It kind of actually annoyed me some. I might just glue it back together and leave it in the thing. I don't know. For now, I'll just stick it in this little bag over here. So, and then he also comes with, I didn't show it off, he comes with this little piece that goes inside behind the windshield when he's in robot mode. I don't think it fits in this mode currently. And what it's supposed to be used in conjunction with that little radar dish. So I'm thinking this is when they were scanning behind the walls of in the Ark where the mountain was, the parts that were, still covered in mountain, and they found the dinosaur bones that they used to make Grimlock and Sludge and Slag. Sludge and Slag. Not Slug. Slug, you know what I'm... Anyway. So, that's that. Now, he has a spot up here where you're supposed to be able to stick one of his weapons. They don't fit. It's not that they don't fit. The little mechanism doesn't work. It's supposed to, I guess, be a spring-loaded mechanism. You put it in there and it pushes it down like a lot of the other Masterpiece cars do. Doesn't work. So, at least on my copy here, you can't use it. Although on the official, you definitely can. Am I mad? No, because I don't usually use weapons on my cars anyway. Kind of defeats the whole robot in disguise. And this is a pretty good disguise. Let me move this over. This is a pretty good disguise when you think about it, because this is kind of an ordinary car. It's not like a race car. It's not a Porsche that costs like $800 bajillion. This is a regular vehicle. So, robot in disguise? Definitely yes. This is a robot in disguise. With the exception of this symbol and, of course, the extra panel linings, and, of course, turning it over. With the exception of that, you honestly wouldn't know that this was a Transformer. Now, there it is. I don't have much to hand to do size comparisons with as far as Masterpiece toys in their alt mode. So I do have my MP-10 in his alt mode. He was actually, between him and my op leader, he was a lot easier to transform, so he got transformed. So we get, you know, a bit of size comparison, and I don't know if that's quite correct scale. I think the Vanette would probably be slightly smaller, but it still looks good. It still does look good. I am happy that I have him. I can't explain. Like, I bought him, and while I was waiting for him, I was like, was this really the right move? You know, was it really the right move? And once I took him out and saw him in this vehicle mode, I was like, oh, that was definitely the right move. And then when I transformed him, I was like, oh yeah, this was so the right move. Why didn't I get this guy sooner? Because I'm an idiot. Also because at the time he was like $150. So think about that. Figure was $150. Yeah, technically this is maybe a knockoff or not. I don't know. But I got it for $50. That is bloody amazing. And when he transforms, he gets a lot bigger. Like, a lot bigger than you would think. So, speaking of transformation, we might as well just go ahead and do that. The first thing we're going to do is pop this piece up. Let's see, can I zoom out a little bit? We will zoom out that much. Pop this piece up here. And these pieces here are supposed to come out to the side. I'm trying to go in the way I remember the instructions talking about it, but I may do some steps in the wrong order. But you're supposed to basically have the thing look like it's starting to explode. We're gonna go ahead and take care of these wheels. So what you're gonna do is they bend in two places. They bend right there, and then they bend further in. So you want to bend the first bend so that the wheel starts doing that, and then you want to push this way, which is not easy to do. It's pretty rough and it's scary, but you push it till it clicks, and that way you can tuck this in and close it. Do the same thing on the other side. Bend the wheel so it looks like that. Well, does it look like I'm having issues with the autofocusing today? Okay. Push it up like so. Close that in, and you've got that part of the leg done. We are going to now flip this over like so. Flip this over like so. Sorry, I don't mean to be off center. So the way my setup is, I've got my camera in a different position, so it's actually the ring is sideways instead of up and down, and that seems to be helping it stay a little stable better. Okay, so we're gonna flip these things down to the side. The panels that were over here on the side, we're gonna flip them down. Sorry, flip them down like so. We will come over here and rotate these. They only rotate one way, so make sure you rotate them the correct way. I think they only rotate one way. I've only had them rotate the one way, so you want to turn them so that they turn in. So rotate like so. So you got the toes, and then the last bit to do is to push these bits out to make his heels, and they're in there really, really tight. And I'm moving my whole thing. They're in there really tight, so they're in there. You pull them, straighten them out like this to make the heels, not heel spur. Somebody said heel spur, and that always irks me because you don't stand on spurs. Okay, spurs don't help you balance. Spurs help you drive something like a horse. You got the spurs on the side of your and the back of your shoes, so you kick the horse in the ribs, and the pain causes the horse to go forward to try to get away from the, because that's, cowboys are bastards. So you got your legs all done, and then you just need to rotate them like so, and they'll probably be up in up position. You just want to pull them a little bit till they come down, exposing that little bit of gray under the silver. We're going to take these bits here, the wheel and this bit here, and unplug it from the front and then pull it up. So unplug from the front, pull that up and out, so this way they can move, because you're going to need that. So once you've done that, you can go ahead and swing the legs down like so. Take this piece, unhook it, and leave it like that. And let's raise the camera up a bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so you have this down like this, and you're gonna just do this for now. And take these arm bits here, they're gonna be the arms, and bring them down for now, if you can. Should be able to. Bring them down. That way you can open this bit up, and then the arm accordions out a little bit. Go ahead and flip the hand out. Tuck this together. Do the same on the other side. You want to open one of these bits. There we go. Open this bit out. Open that. This accordions out, so you can see it, hopefully. Accordions out. Close the little flap first, because it plugs into the other flap. And we've got that bit done. We want to leave these up like so, and you're going to take this bit, and it comes around and down like so. And you want to get the back piece around like so, and then this goes, make sure you lift the arms up a little bit, this goes around these side windows. Okay, like that. And then you see these clips here, these clips will go into the screw on the side. So you make sure as you're doing that, you line everything up, and it will clip in and hold the arms in place so they don't go anywhere. Bring this up. This will plug in right there, like so. Take the arms with this bit facing forward. So you don't want the screws facing forward. You want the flat bit facing forward, and then you just rotate this all the way around, like so. Rotate this all the way around. And you could actually make a pretty decent fembot out of this. Get another one and customize it into a fembot colors, and that would actually make a decent fembot, at least from the front. Anyway, so then you're gonna bring this up, and before you get all the way up, you want to see that silver bit here. You want to rotate that so that it's facing forward. Problem is, on my copy, it's really tight. Oh my God! Earthquake! Okay. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. So you're going to get as well, if your copy is your figure is as tight as mine in that in that area, you're going to have to stick something down in here to grab a hold of that, whatchamacallit, to move it down some. Once you get it past, there's a locking point. Once you get it past the locking point, it moves. Now you don't want it down like this. You want it with that bit like that. And let's go ahead and put this over here for now. So we can go ahead and stand this up, bring this up. This will plug in there and there. Let's see, you are there and there with these tabs here. So those tabs plug in there. Go. And then you just take these bits, rotate them so that the lines are facing down like this. You're going to push the wheels in so that they're like this, and there is a slot there, and that little that long tab will go into that slot. So as you're doing this, you push the side skirts in a bit and then plug it in, and do the same on the other side. And that is the robot. And turn it around because it looks better from this end. And there you have your Ironhide, or I have my Ironhide, and he's pretty nice looking. He's not without faults, but I mean, for $50. And considering that, like, if you look online to get the what do you call it? The Kingdom Ironhide? Is it Kingdom? Kingdom Ironhide. He is like $150 for that thing, and I got this for a third of that price. Okay, a third of that price. So there we go, and there he is. And let's bring him in a little bit closer so we can take a look at some of the details. There we go. So get a look at his face. He's got his alternate face on, but it's a pretty nice face. You can easily pop that face off, and I'll show you how to do that right now. You just push the back of his crest here, and it pushes his face forward, and it comes right out. So let's take a look at his faces. Whoops. Let's see if I can. There we go. So there are his faces. This is the face that was on him when he first came to me, and it's a pretty blurry face. No, it's a pretty nice face. So pretty nice looking. From the side, he's okay. From the back, it's a little, you know. Let's turn this way. We'll turn his arms up so you can see there's a bit of, like, he's got a big tummy but a narrow waist and a really flat booty. So there's that. Articulation, head is on. It feels like a ball joint, goes left and right, rotates 360 up and down, and then there's this other joint where if you want to look really down, you just pull that and he'll look really down into his bosoms. So we got that. His arm will do a 360 if you straighten it. It'll do a 360. Because of the way this is built, if you have his arm like this, you can only get it to go forward before it bangs into this thing right here. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind. It's not a big thing. His arms at the shoulders go way up. He has rotation at the upper bicep. He has a single bend that gets you about 90 degrees. His wrists rotate 360. Open up. His hand, oops, shoot. His hands open up. He's got piano fingers. I wanted to get Keith Fantasy Club, KFC, made articulate fingers for this guy, but the only place I can seem to get them from is China. So I may take a chance. His wrists kind of bend due to transformation, so you can do that. He has a waist that only goes but so far. That only goes so far. It doesn't go all the way around, but you really don't need it. That's human. Humans go that far. They don't really go that much farther unless you're a contortionist. Legs go that far forward. They go that far back. Because of the hip skirts, they only go that far out. Bends at the knee slightly under 90 degrees. 360 at the knee. foot does that, and it also rocks back and forth a little bit. So yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Now there are a few things that aren't the best about him. One being that his legs are ratcheted in a weird way. They're ratcheted out. So I cannot get him to, well, between the kibble on the inside of his legs and the spaces in his ratchets, I can't get his legs to, well, I couldn't get his legs to be even, but now they're even. No, they're not. Yes, they are. I think they're in between a ratchet, or because I got the legs bent a certain way. Then of course there's, you know, the mess in the back, but you're not really gonna see the back too often anyway, and it's I can forgive it. I mean, they managed to get a really good looking, and this kind of looks a little weird. The Wei Zhang did an upgrade that basically these parts here just fill up in here. It looks a little bit better. If I'm honest, it does, but this still looks great. And again, $50 for a toy that used to be about, I think about 150, 120, 150. And I'm pretty sure it would go for a lot more. So let's do size comparisons really quickly. So we've got him there, and we've got our, I don't know why I keep saying we, like we all have this toy, but you know what I mean. Here's Op Leader, and that seems to be about the right scale, at least according to the back of the box for this guy, as far as an MP Prime or Convoy is concerned. So yeah, now he can, in this mode, use all of those the bits from the sled, except for the sled. It's not like he can use the sled as a shield or something. But so yeah, so you can take this off. Now you can plug this into his wrist if you want to, and the missile does come out. So if you want to use it like sort of like a drill, actually I think he did use something like this as a drill, you definitely can use that. It also can go in here, which is, I believe this is where he used it in the show when he was chasing after the Decepticons. He was, you know, doing a Superman, one of the early issues, one of the early times where they didn't forget that the Autobots could fly. Like, I can't believe that they, like, within 3 or 4 episodes, they forgot that the Autobots knew how to fly. And then for most of season 1 and 2, the Autobots didn't fly, even though in season 3 they were flying again. So, but you got that. We'll take that off. You've got his jetpack and his flame bits, which I wish there was a way to put this jetpack on him in car mode. I don't know why, but I would think that would just be really great. So you take these bits and they plug in, and I suggest plugging them in before you put them on the back. So you can put it on the back here, and now he's got a jetpack. Whoosh. So you got a jetpack with the fire. If you want to use them as guns, they do also plug in again right here. So now you've got wrist guns with weapon attack things going on. So you got that. Be careful when plugging things in. Now this is where that little piece that I show you was broken. That's where I had it in, and I wedged it in there, not realizing that I guess the chrome was just too much, and it got so stuck in there. Ended up ripping it to pieces, and I feel bad about that, but it could have been worse. You got this here, which does plug into his hand. Now the groove in his hand It's very, very strange. It's actually all the way up, right up there in the back. So you have to kind of put it in sideways and then turn it to get it into that groove. Now he holds it just fine without doing that, but then the cannon is off center. Dag nabbit. The cannon is, woo! I don't know if anybody saw that, but my lights just blinked out for a second. So, but he's got his little gun. This is the gun that he had in the G1 toy. He had that gun, so we can take that out. He's got twin pistols, which we will go ahead and put in. And these make me a little nervous because they're thicker around the the part of the handle that you normally put in. So when you put it in, when you put it in correctly, it's hard to get it back out. So it feels like you're gonna break something. So, but I mean, you can put it not all the way in, and he holds it just fine without having it clipped in. And I am taking him apart, and I don't mean to. Now, I don't know if that's something that's indicative of the MP in general, or just my copy of the knockoff, but his arms keep, every time I keep moving his hands, his arms keep opening up. But we got that. Looks pretty nice. It actually looks like you could use effects parts on it. Give me a second. I'm curious to see if the where are they? Let's see. Will this fit around? Yes. Why, howdy, yes. It does make his arm a little heavy, but yes, you can use effect parts on these guns. Hooray. So we're gonna go take that off, and we will go ahead and use his liquid thingies. So close the hand, open this up, flip it around, exposing this little peg here, and we will go ahead and do that. And now he's got his liquid shooter, which honestly looks like a dustbuster vacuum cleaner. So he looks like he has a dustbuster on his hand. So you've got that. You have this, which actually does look like a nozzle. So there's that. I can believe liquid coming out of that. So that's that. And then we have his hands. He gets two of these, which you go like that, and there are holes in his tips of his finger, and he can shoot liquid out of his fingertips. They kind of remind me of Dragonzord's hands, where he would go like this and then missiles would shoot out of his fingers. So, and like, ha, Prime, but Prime, and then just turn it the other way. Like, I'm leaking lubricant. So there's that. And if you haven't destroyed your little radar dish, you do use the radar dish on his arm, and then put this comes over here, and you just slide this little piece of cardboard behind his windscreen. If I can do it, it's hard to do on camera anyway. So it's just a little piece of cardboard, just goes behind his windscreen, and then it has this little readout again, which I believe is from when he was helping them find the dinosaur bones. Okay, you can't really see it because of the angle. There we go. So yeah, it's really, honestly, especially considering how old this figure is, it's a really nice figure. Really nice figure. I'm glad I picked them up. And now it's unfortunately made me want to get all of the official Masterpiece figures. At least the Autobot cars. So that's it. I'm Islip. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I think that's what I'm going to leave off with. So, ciao. Before I forget, this is how he scales with a Masterpiece Seeker. And that's important to me because most of the Masterpiece vehicles are not even, like, they're not the same height as, and I guess they're not supposed to be, but it's just kind of weird having a bunch of big jetbots being run off by a bunch of little robots, you know? Especially when they're supposed to be more powerful. They've got the more powerful alt forms and whatever, but so it's nice to have a carbot that's roughly the same size, the same height, that looks like it can take on a good chunk of whatever Megatron's armies are going to be throwing at him. So I just thought I'd throw that in. That said, I'm Isaac. Thanks for watching again.